Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kyle Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Josh Popper, who'll be fighting at Strong Island Fights inaugural show this weekend, January 21st in Patchogue on Long Island. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. You got a big night of fights coming up. How's everything going?
Everything's going good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about training camp, where you're training, and how you feel going into the fight.
So training camp is here at my gym, Breadwinners. So my training partners are Ugo, Kevin Sanchez, Kenny Ocean, Nico Diaz. So I've been working with them, making sure that I'm staying sharp.
Awesome. What weight class are you fighting at, and what's your record?
Super heavyweight, 203 plus.
Okay, 203 plus. Awesome.
Yep. And my record's 2-0.
2-0. Awesome. Now I see you're also a former NFL athlete. Talk about a little bit about your background and how you got into boxing.
So my background, starting with football, I played college ball at Rowan, and then was able to get a chance to pursue my dream professionally. I got picked up by the Cardinals, and then
Awesome.
I got cut. And then the following year, I tried back, got picked up by the Colts, ended up getting cut. But the transition into boxing was uh, was pretty cool. I didn't expect that. I started boxing kind of just to get back into getting active, and got into coaching, and always had planned to kind of step in the ring and test my abilities. And then COVID happened, so that put a pause on everything. But I opened up my own gym during COVID, and then wanted to kind of get that running smoothly before I decided to kind of pursue my dream of fighting. So now that everything is kind of on autopilot with the gym, it's time.
Awesome. What's the name of your gym and where's it located?
It's called Breadwinners, and
Breadwinners.
yep, it's located in Manhattan on 20th and 5th. So right on the
Awesome.
corner. Yep.
Awesome. So now that you've transitioned from the NFL or pursuing that dream, now your dream shifts into boxing. How did going through those tests of trying to become a professional football player? How's that helped you mentally and physically pursue this dream of becoming a fighter and a gym owner?
That's a great question. I could say that all that experience that I went through with football definitely prepared me in some sort for everything that I'm doing now. Because when you're in that position, it's a lot of adversity. It's a lot of challenges. It's a lot of kind of battling for your position. It's a lot of knowing your position, knowing how you fit in. Playing football for me was something that I had picked up late. So I didn't start playing until I got to college. Essentially, I played 1 year in high school. So
Wow.
football was new to me, and my accomplishments that I was able to get playing Division 3 was it was I thrive under that pressure. When something is a challenge to me, and I see that people can doubt that I could do something, it motivates me. It pushes me to prove people wrong, prove myself wrong at times too. So I'll be honest, I have everybody kind of doubts themselves at times, and I feel like that's what pushes me to keep going and test my own limits, surprise myself with what I could do.
And speaking about reaching the levels that you did as a pro football player, being a football coach on the high school level myself, knowing how hard it is, hearing you say you only had 1 year of high school football you played, that talks, and it's a huge testament of how much of an athlete you are. Um, Speak of how much of being an athlete that helps being a boxer with footwork and just everything that's involved in being a fighter.
Yeah, that's a great point. So I grew up playing basketball. That was my first love. That was definitely my favorite sport growing up. And I realized, only being 6'2" and some change, that professionally that's not, an option unless you're a point guard. That's not what I played. So football was new to me, and actually a true story. My high school football team, we didn't even wear pads during practice. We
Wow.
were such an elite team that we really felt like just kind of practicing, full tilt would only hurt ourselves. So every day of practice was essentially more like a walkthrough. And we would wear our school uniforms with penny loafers out into the field for practice with a helmet. So no one actually even never, no one taught me how to tackle. And I played defensive end in high school. So, watching my little bit of highlight tape as a football player in high school, it was all me grabbing guys and throwing them to the ground. I had no idea how to tackle. So going into college, you could see how that could also present a problem. They're expecting you to know how to tackle. And it's just that every point in my career, as an athlete, there was always hurdles that, I was forced to jump over, and that's what pushed me to go forward. I played defensive end when I played college ball, and I got very familiar with the position. I was, obviously good enough to turn heads and get, an NFL experience. But then when I got to the NFL, they wanted me to move to middle linebacker, and that's an entire different position to then
Yep.
try for the first time at the highest level possible. And then the following year, I was told that they wanted me to try tight end. I worked out at tight end, trained the entire offseason for tight end. All for them, for the Colts, to then tell me, no, we actually want you as a linebacker. So, constantly being put in positions where I'm forced to overcome things was something that I got used to and thrived on. As a fighter, I've only been with my coach training for 6 months. And, I feel like that that ability to adapt as an athlete and just, kind of use any, people would see as a downfall. I use that as motivation. And, that's why my coach is so hard on me. It's like, one more rep. We're gonna push through. We're gonna work 6 days, 7 days a week because we know other people aren't. And just within that 6 months, how much I've progressed and kind of developed my game, I definitely can give credit to me being an athlete and being able to adapt in those situations. And then obviously with the guys that I have around me, like the guys that I named previously and my coach Dennis, it's you know they make it easier.
That's awesome. That's pretty incredible. Speaking of adversity and challenges, what is the biggest challenges you believe your opponent presents to you inside the ring?
That's a good question. First, the challenge would be kind of settling down on an opponent. My first opponent, for some reason, got switched up. Second opponent now switched up. So I'm on to the third opponent, which is, it is what it is.
Typical
I'm
fight
ready to
game.
go. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm ready to go in there and showcase no matter who it's against. Um, as far as like challenges that he brings forward, that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't been in the ring with him. I was able to see him fight. I don't know if he's seen me fight before, but I can't say that there's going to be any challenges per se that I'm looking at going into the fight.
What are some goals for you within the fight, and then long term goals in your career for you?
Well, obviously to walk out of there 3-0. That's definitely the goal. After that, I'm going to do the Ring Masters tournament, and then win that, and then kind of see where everything's at. But the goal is to turn pro.
Awesome. Are you a guy that style wise considered to get in there and just knock everyone out, cruise through people, or you grind it out, or how? What's your style? How would you explain it to a fan that's never seen you fight before?
Another great question, because my style is definitely different. So I'm naturally a lefty, so I'm a southpaw naturally. I fight a lot orthodox as well, though. So when I'm
Oh
when
wow.
I'm in different stances, yeah, I definitely have two different avenues. One of them, I'm more kind of unorthodox, more stylish, more. I box in a pretty fashion. I don't. I like to play defense. I like to make my opponent miss and make them swing at air. And then another part of me likes to walk you down and brawl. I love people who like to brawl because I'll brawl right with you, and then once you change your mind about that, I'll dance on you from the outside. So
Awesome.
mhm.
I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there. Um, what are your expectations, or not expectations? I know what those are, but um, what can fans expect from you in the ring Saturday night?
Oh, to definitely give them a good show. If they're in the building and they don't know about me, they'll enjoy getting to know me that night.
Awesome. Now you said the weight class is 203 and up. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Is there any weight cutting for you? Or is that anything of an issue, or is that
No,
just
nah,
okay?
enjoying my steaks, my burgers, eating good.
Awesome.
Yo,
The best way to be a heavyweight, right?
exactly, exactly.
Awesome. And you said you're 6'2". What's your reach?
That's a good question. I definitely had that measured when I was playing football, but I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, because you're talking about work on the outside, so I assume you probably have pretty good long arms, especially being a D end and everything. That definitely
yeah,
helps.
definitely,
Awesome.
definitely. Yeah.
Do you get first time getting in there and competing? You have nerves. How'd you feel? I'm sure everyone has nerves every time you enter, competition.
Definitely, yeah. Your nerves. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but speaking for myself, my nerves were definitely rattled up for that first fight. My first fight was actually against Ugo, my good friend, who's
Okay.
one of my training partners. And before that fight, it was that walking to the ring was my heart was beating out of my chest, and I'm like trying to calm myself down. I'm like, this is what I've been prepping for. This is what I want to do. And then during the fight, I told my coach afterwards, during the fight, in between each round, I didn't know, I couldn't remember a single word my coach had told me. So it's first fight jitters. That was definitely something that I was happy to get out of the way.
Definitely, I totally understand that. Do you have
Mhm.
a meal or anything after your fight or before your fight that you enjoy? Like, I have to have this after your first two fights. This being your third.
Yes, it's a pre-fight meal the night before. It's Italian, and we always go with the cacio e pepe.
Okay, awesome. Sounds
Yeah,
pretty good.
yes, that's always followed up with either like a steak or some type of chicken or something. But the cacio e pepe, we got to find the best cacio e pepe.
Awesome. Yeah, it's if you have any routine like the training wise from like so you're an amateur, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, when you're, I guess when you're trying to build up your routine and trying to figure out what it is, week before, take us through, I guess, the week before your fights, and like, how's this week been going for you? Wayne's are, I believe, on Friday. Um, I guess take us through your week a little bit right before the fight.
So like I said, I own a boxing gym, breadwinners. I'm working. Got to make sure that bills are being paid, obviously, and
Hmm.
that clientele happy as well. So typical day is, or the typical week before is just like any other week. Grinding out Monday, training with my coach. Tuesday, grinding, working, training with my coach. Wednesday, sparring. I didn't spar today though. Then tomorrow we'll work out. Friday we'll work out too, but Friday we'll keep it light. So I
Awesome.
was supposed to spar Wednesday, or yeah, today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
I
supposed to
keep doing
spar
the same
today.
thing.
Yeah, right. I was supposed to spar today, but for no particular reason, we didn't get together and spar. But I'll be working out tomorrow, and then definitely working out Friday. But Friday we'll keep it light. Friday will be, defensive work, jump rope 15 minutes, just going through the motions.
Awesome. And being a coach yourself, now you're fighting, uh, being able to get in there and get the wins and compete and show, I guess, your clients, that you're capable of getting in there and doing it. How hard is it sometimes to turn off to like the coach brain and keep like the athlete brain on? If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
No, it definitely does. Not hard at all. This was the vision from the beginning. Um, the the reason why the gym is actually named Breadwinners, it's a play on words. So it's spelled Bredwinners. So it's kind of like breeding winners per
Hmm.
se. Everybody has that inside of them, and I truly believe that. And that's not necessarily in the ring. That could be in the office. That could be, at something else that you do, something that you do as a hobby in art and music. Everybody has the ability to thrive in whatever they feel like they is their passion or is their calling. That's the whole message behind the gym is to kind of push that and bring that forward to people and build that strength, build that that feeling that they can accomplish whatever it is that they want to accomplish. So me kind of getting forward and doing that, I train a lot of different people, a lot of people who have no aspirations to ever fight, just want to kind of box to work out. And I train people who, one day want to hop in the ring. So for everybody to kind of see that I'm doing it, it it makes it more realistic for them, because I'm not anybody special. But at the same time, like with hard work and believing in yourself, like you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish.
That's awesome. Absolutely. What's one thing about you that nobody knows but you'd like to share? Doesn't have to be combat sports or boxing related or football related. Could be anything.
Um, that's a really good question. Uh, wasn't ready for that one. I would have to say like that I own a boxing gym. A lot of people when I'm traveling and I'm going to meet other people, like, and they see me spar, or they're I'm walking into the gym for the first time. Nobody knows that I have the gym that I have. I don't have a lot of marketing behind it. I have a very close knit kind of family clientele base. Um, but yeah, not a lot of people know that I started my own gym in the middle of the pandemic. So that's something that I'm definitely proud of. A lot of people doubted me. A lot of people told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. A lot of people thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy, but no, we're up and running. We're pumping, and
It's
we're
impressive being New York is one of the, especially New York City was, things are locked down. It was one of the most difficult areas to keep a business open, let alone start a new business.
yeah, yeah. That's very true.
So yeah, it's definitely impressive. Um, Prediction for the fight. How do you see it unfolding?
3-0.
3-0.
3.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, not you're not gonna say knockout or full length or anything. Just 3-0.
No, no, no. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it goes the full distance. But yeah,
Awesome.
I'm gonna be leaving there with the W for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you get in and display your hard work inside the gym. Josh, it's been a pleasure
Yeah,
having you on and chatting with you. And
like
looking
that.
forward to meeting you on Saturday.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
My
And
man, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank
you got sponsors you want to shout out? Anyone or tell anyone how to find your gym on social media or if they want to come in and
you.
train?
Definitely, guys. Definitely come check out the gym. The Instagram handle is at Be a Breadwinner. BeABreadwinner. And I definitely have some brands I want to shout out. Hot Suit, partnered up with them. Slate Milk. Uh, Appreciate them, everything that they're doing for me. If you guys are looking for a good sauna suit, definitely check out Hot Suit. They're the ones.
Awesome. Like I said, thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there. And like I always say, heavyweights are my favorite division, so I'm looking
Yep.
forward for an awesome fight, and maybe we'll see someone get knocked out cold.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right,
Hopefully.
Josh, it's been a pleasure. This is Kyle Carroll with MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA Podcast, and we're signing off. Best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Kyle.